do the whole thing. Hello everyone, I'm back with another college video. Today with my sister, we're talking about state school versus Ivy League, and is the Ivy League really worth it? If you're new to my channel, I am a rising junior at Yale University studying political science and religious studies.
And I, Shayna, because you didn't introduce me, am a rising sophomore at Southern Connecticut State University, and I am studying social work, and I think I put a minor in. I can't remember. If I put a minor in, I'll have to double check. Yeah, they're both in the same state.
Yeah, it's like, it's literally like one school 15 minutes away from the next, like, but costing so much more and etc. So first, we're going to start with the category of academics. So yeah, just tell me a little bit about like what your professors have been like and like your interactions with them so far.
So honestly, they've been all super nice. Only one has not like reached out really, but the majority of the professors will be on you about grades and like participation, because that's a huge part of grading anyways. And they're always free, open hours and stuff like that. Especially my social work teacher, she was very open about like practicing together for quizzes, finals, stuff like that. And they also just want you to be really like involved in the community, so they try to like advertise different clubs and things like that.
I hate the lighting.
How about you?
Yeah, I feel like the professors, like, what do you mean they like reach out? Because like I don't
like in emails, and like they ask you during like class, they'll do like a day where they just sit with you and check up on how everything has been.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely depends on the professors at Yale, because I feel like sometimes it's like they have their assistants, like the teaching assistants do like most of the stuff, because the professors are involved in like research and stuff, and it's like it depends, I guess, like the size of the class and everything. And I think that they definitely still have office hours open, but I feel like just for me it's been hard to like have like a good relationship with the professor, except for like maybe like 2 that I've had.
I mean, all my classes are like 25 students, except the lecture hall. And even then, you have lecture and lab, and then lab is like 25 students.
Yeah, I feel like my class sizes have been from like anything from like 100 to like 5. And so like how hard would you say the classes are? Like maybe on a scale of 1 to 10, like 10 being the hardest.
As an overall?
Yeah. Like considering workload and like understanding.
I'd say probably like a 6.5. It's really not that hard. Only that high of a number because of bio. And I mean, I only had to take 1 semester of math, so that was easy and done with pretty soon. But they didn't really give a lot of like take-home work unless it's like Spanish. That was like do the online short quizzes and stuff like that. And then just the majority of the classes, if you have like any projects, it's at the end of the year, so you basically have the whole year to prepare for it, and it's pretty easy stuff. I don't know. I don't want to downplay it, but it's been easy.
Nice. I feel like for me it'd probably be like a 9 or 10. Probably 9. Because I feel like it's not necessarily like super hard stuff, but like the amount of work gives me like no time. Like I always have like things I have to be reading, and like some people don't do their readings in class and stuff, and they just come and like make up whatever. But I feel like that's like not learning, and so I don't want to do that. Yeah, it's probably like a 9. And then last academic question is like, how are like the academic resources like helping you, like I don't know, maybe like tutor centers, stuff like that, like what does that look like?
So,
And is it easy to navigate?
yeah. So it's super easy to navigate. They have a tutor center, and it's literally all the classes you could ever like need tutoring for. Shout out to Katherine Kiernan, because she's the reason why I passed math class. I went there every week, and you could really just schedule whoever you want, whenever you want. If that's their hours, like you could find their hours, a specific tutor, and go to them for whatever subject. So that was super helpful. And then a lot of the professors, like if they know you're not doing well, they'll give you the direct contact info to CASAS, that's what they called it. And it's also good to know because you get paid if you're a tutor. So, yeah. And a lot of people go, like it was never empty when I
Like, yeah, for us, like they just kind of give us all the information at once, and then it's like online. And I've only had my professor, like, and one professor, like, see that I was struggling and, like, tell me, like, where to go for, like, Spanish tutoring. But then they have, like, mid-year, like, person, like, come into your class, like, the big lecture halls, and be like, this is what the writing center is.
Yeah. They did that for bio.
I don't know. For me, it's been, like, overwhelming with how many things there are to navigate, because like I don't really know where to go, but like everything's like been straightforward for you. It's like not too much, or is it?
Yeah.
And it's like actually good resources. Like,
Yeah, I mean, also because it's a state school, I know a lot of kids, so
Yeah.
I'll just like text them and be like, hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? And my tutor was literally a girl who went to my high school. So that's how I was like so open to just going there and getting help, whereas I might have been more hesitant if I didn't know them, like going there every week asking for help.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it just made it a lot more accessible too, because I actually knew the people and who to get advice from.
Yeah, I definitely like rather go to the friends that I've made
Yeah.
than like some random person. So if I have a friend in the class, which is like doesn't happen a lot, then I'll just ask them. Okay, now going on to something that's relevant that you're just doing with Mom inside, financial aid and scholarships. Would you say overall is it affordable, and like is the financial aid good? And just like for context, we're both first gen low income, so we're both on financial aid.
Yeah. So I mean, the financial aid, I would have been still like paying not too much if I didn't get the scholarships that I applied for. But it'd be like around $2,000 a semester, which I mean is affordable depending on if you have a job, like what your parents are doing, that type of thing. But it's also just stressful having to apply for everything and not knowing if you're gonna get it, that type of thing. And I mean, I'm not even living on campus, so if I was living on campus, that'd be totally different. It'd be $11,000 more dollars. And it's literally a state school. Like, why would I pay to move 15 minutes away from my house? I don't know. It is helpful, and it's not like stressful once you get the financial aid, because right now I'm not really paying anything. Last year I paid $200 a semester, and this year I should be paying nothing. I'm working 2 jobs just to save money, and I mean, like, it would have been a lot easier to live on campus instead of driving back and forth every day, but financial aid didn't cover that, so I mean, I guess that was like the hardest part, because I didn't get to make any like real strong connections there, and I just was never on campus. So
Yale is definitely like not affordable in the like large sense of things, because it would cost like $80,000 a year to go.
Yeah.
But
ours is normally 24, 26.
yeah, so it's like generally affordable considering. But then Yale's financial aid is like super good, and so because I have the need, they're need-based financial aid, so because I have the need to have aid, or like I wouldn't be able to pay $80,000 a year.
Ever? Never have $80,000.
Basically my whole tuition is paid by Yale and like federal Pell Grant and my other scholarships, so that has been nice. And I think definitely my next question was like, do you think it gives it the bang for the buck or whatever?
Yeah.
Because, well, I think obviously like Yale is worth it.
Oh, also quick little thing, I'm also not using any loans, so that is also like a huge plus, because I would have been like $6,000 in debt.
Yeah.
So 100% do scholarships and try to get as much financial aid as you can. Don't like pass up on that. I would say yes, only like in my circumstance, because of the program that I'm going to for social work. I get to have my master's in 5 years, which is pretty cool, and then I'm going straight for my doctorate. And I think it's when it comes to state schools, it's not like, oh, I went here, like I'm gonna sound so good type thing. It's more of you have to choose the state school based on the programs they have. Southern specifically is good for nursing and good for like teaching and education, that type of thing. So I would really look for that type of thing.
Yeah, that goes into the next section.
Oh wow, look at me.
Of like career prep. So like you're taking specific classes that would go to your specific like job that you want.
Yeah. Well, I just took intro to social work, and I can't take any actual specific social work classes until I'm in the program. I just need to have a certain amount of credits to get into there. But really from there, there's so many different options you could take in that one category. Like if you want to do fostering, if you want to do drug and alcohol, if you want to do like whatever, there's a whole bunch of different options, especially with the minors.
And do they have like specific guidance for like your career? Like,
yeah, everyone gets an advisor based on their major, but a lot of them aren't that hopeful, so it's good to just see like the main like advisor overall for the program in general.
Like Yale is like,
I just don't.
Well, yeah, I feel like it's nice because yeah, it's like it's nice to a point, because it's like liberal arts, like what's it called, structure of the college. So like you could pick like whatever, you know, major you want, and it doesn't really matter. Like you could be I don't know, art undergrad or something, and then like still go to med school. There's different programs for the majors, and the majors aren't like as specific as like social work usually, or just like from what I know. In those programs you can like ask the director of the like program about different career paths, and it's kind of just like you're on your own though to like find people, like find those connections and like network and stuff. At least in the humanities department, I think like most of it's kind of just like find what you want to do and like trial and error and stuff. So social life.
What's that?
we could both say that, Loki.
What is that?
But and yours is
mine's
different
not because I don't have free time.
It's commuter.
It's because I was a commuter. And
Yeah,
they
so,
did like little programs and stuff where it's like, oh, a commuter get together, and I'm like, no, I really don't want to drive there just for that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like clubs and stuff that I would go to, but since it's not like a huge school, there'd be like 12 kids, so it's not really like getting to know a whole bunch of people. My closest friend I didn't even meet at school, I met at church, and we just happened to go to the same school doing the same major. So, and I basically grew my social life through that, not through the school, just through church.
And like Yale is definitely not a commuter school. I feel like some professors commute, and then I have like a friend who commutes is really the exception, I think. But yeah, for like what people do for fun at Yale, there's like a whole bunch of different groups, and like it's kind of just like what group you're involved in. Like there's definitely like frat parties, and then there's like societies. There's people who are like, they do like social events with their clubs that they're in, and like that's mostly what I do. Christian ministry I'm involved in on campus, but yeah, I feel like a lot of people at Yale stay in New Haven.
But yeah, no, I go to her stuff too. So I mean, like, I don't want to see all the people that I know at school. I go there and make friends there rather than my own school.
And then church.
Church, yeah.
But like, what is the social life too, like for other people? Have you seen? Like,
yeah, they have frat parties, but I would never go to one. They call it flop, and I will not be explaining what that means. Just don't go there. It's not safe. In general, New Haven isn't safe, but being in a state school, it's like there's so many like things that just don't go with security, and they're always trying to get into the parties at Yale anyways. So,
and then yeah, as for like, you kind of touched on it, but like balance with academics, like you said, it's not a social life because academics gets in the way, but it's more of just like the commuterness.
Yeah.
So
the balance, you're saying?
Yeah, I feel like for me, like academics is like the number one thing that will like get in the way of my social life. But yours is commuting.
Yeah.
And then overall vibes. Yeah.
When I first got there, the vibes were actually really nice. The OAs were giving us their social media and stuff. And after they showed us around, so that we'd at least know a couple people
OAs,
going
orientation
ambassador. And then they were having us like dance and play games, so we were able to meet people without doing stupid like get to know you games type thing. And they do a lot of they do a lot of like food trucks, that type of thing. So
anyways,
I could look up everything that the professors teach me.
But would you?
No.
Anyway, so overall vibes, chill. I think the overall vibes are eat or be eaten. So I think it's not super cutthroat, but it's like
Loki is.
Yeah, it's like
non-spoken.
passive aggressive cutthroat. It's like if you don't get an A, you're dumb. But like also you need to like be having a social life and like all this stuff, or else you're not cool.
Yeah.
You don't have to conform to the culture. And final question. Did you think you made a good decision?
I didn't want to stay here.
Yeah, but do you think you made a good decision?
I'll say yes, because again, the program is super good, so it just worked out. All glory to God. And I do get to see you all the time. And I got a good church.
Yeah.
Get to see my pets.
And
all that stuff.
We're moving in together.
But yeah, I can't wait to have my doctorate in 5 to 6 years, or now 4 to 5. So, peace out, Girl Scout.
Yeah, I think I made a good decision too. That's awesome.
Well, duh. That's what I have to say. State school is better.
Oh.
But I guess you guys can make your own decision. Look at me thriving, getting A's, being top of my class, having no friends at school, but friends outside of school.
Yeah, I think it's definitely like based on like what you want out of the college experience and like what you're doing for your career. Like I feel like it wouldn't make sense for you to go to Yale because like they have no social work stuff.
Yeah.
And you would just be doing like, you're just prolonging your time. Yeah. The moral of the story is break the law. What? Everyone's different. We're all different. Yeah. We're different.
Do we look similar?
No, we're different.